military deal internally with a situation like this? Joining us now is the author of the Line of Departure website, Jamie McIntyre. Jamie, thank you so much. You have spent decades covering the military. You know how these things work, although we've probably never seen a situation exactly like this one. Where does that community go from here?
Well, you know, I think the Army Chief of Staff put it the other day. He said this is a real kick in the gut. Obviously, the grief counseling process that they go through is the same sort of thing they do with any combat death. But when the deaths come from one of their own like this on a base in a place that should be a safe haven for soldiers who are suffering from stress of combat or preparing to deploy for combat, it's a really tough thing to take. And so they're spending a lot of time trying to work with the families there and help them understand what's going on. And one of the unfortunate things about this is that because of his Major Hassan's religious beliefs, this also tends to sort of feed into the fears that some people have about Muslim soldiers and where their loyalties lie, and that's part of the investigation as well. One of the things they're really trying to figure out is what was the real motivation of this gunman.
And there's still so many unanswered questions there and a lot of speculation, so many things we don't know. But we do know that a number of lawmakers and military leaders have said, listen, we're going to be on the lookout for any anti-Muslim backlash. I would imagine for many of these soldiers who are Muslim, it's tough to be a part of the military and feel like maybe some of your fellow soldiers maybe even suspect you in some ways. How do they navigate that very delicate situation?
Yeah, and that's a really tough thing. And some of the soldiers who are Muslim in the U.S. Army say that they don't believe that, they sort of object to the phrase devout Muslim because they say a real Muslim wouldn't act this way, wouldn't take the lives of innocent people, no matter what his stress level was, or opposition to the war, opposition to the policy. So they sort of object to that. And it just means, of course, that many of them sort of have to go to an extra lengths to sort of show where their loyalties are. Obviously, nobody wants to start stereotyping people or jumping to conclusions or painting people with a broad brush. But there's an inescapable fact there that the United States is in a war against, radical Islamic extremists, and that changes the dynamic.
And this investigation so early on, so many unknowns. We'll stay tuned and see how it plays out. Jamie, thank you very much for your insight.
Thank you.